You pull out your phone, enter an address, and let a glowing line dictate every turn. You aren't just navigating a city, you are submitting to a pre-calculated grid. We usually view maps as neutral records of reality, objective truths to help understand where we are. We see science itself as a noble, disinterested quest for facts. But 2,600 years ago, in Miletus, a different kind of motivation took root. This is the birthplace of the idea that understanding the world is actually the first step toward completely managing it. A man named Anaximander attempted something that had never been documented before. He tried to fit the entire cosmos within the limits of human reason. He produced the first map of the known world. He wasn't simply recording coastlines, he was imposing a geometric order on the Earth, defining boundaries where none had existed before. This mapping provided a blueprint for how a civilization could define and contain its environment. Anaximander created the conceptual framework for global reach, even if he never used it for expansion. Anaximander's tools, the map and the gnomon, or sundial, granted him a specific authority over time and space. By codifying the world on papyrus, he transitioned geography from a lived experience into a recorded system. His map placed humanity on a stone cylinder. By defining rigid edges, he made human experience feel measurable. He theorized the cylinder sat perfectly still, suspended in the infinite Apeiron. It stayed in place without physical support because it had no reason to move. This cosmology was rooted in a sense of justice. He believed the universe was a system of opposing elements, like hot and cold, that naturally balance one another out over time. This focus on philosophical equilibrium kept him from seeing his map as it was, a high-precision tool for navigation and large-scale colonization. He saw a balanced equation where he could have seen a path to power. Consider the shift if Anaximander had recognized the Apeiron not as a moral balance, but as a source of raw, usable energy. By prioritizing the mechanical application of heat and geometry over abstract philosophy, the Ionian school could have accelerated technological development by centuries. Greek triremes would have abandoned oars for steam engines, utilizing Anaximander's insights into thermodynamics to dominate the Mediterranean with mechanical speed. In this timeline, the Roman Republic is eclipsed before it ever expands, integrated into an Ionian technocracy that manages the world through calculation rather than mere legionary force. This society is organized through cartographic absolutism. Every mountain and village is reduced to coordinates on a master grid. Here, privacy is replaced by positioning. The state's logic determines exactly where your coordinates must be. The final result is a world of floating geometric cities, where the sun's energy is captured by massive concentrators evolved from Anaximander's early sundials. By treating the universe as a resource to be measured and harvested, this version of Miletus would establish a global system of control that was impossible to escape. Anaximander never built this empire. He lacked the specific drive to turn his observations into secrets. He shared his findings openly with his fellow citizens. A true strategist would have classified his maps as state secrets, creating an elite class that held the exclusive right to calculate and define the world. The lesson of his life is a cold one. Information without the will to use it for leverage is simply an ornament. Anaximander is celebrated as the father of science, but his real legacy is the framework we still use to box in the world today. We live with the persistent illusion that because we can map something, we can control it. We've traded the mystery of the infinite for the comfort of the coordinate. When you follow the arrow on your screen, you are participating in a tradition that began in Miletus, the belief that the world is a cylinder we have already conquered and that infinity can be measured.